What's up, everybody? John Eric Pauli here with my MMA news, and today's guest just defeated Pat Sabatini by a first-round TKO at UFC Vegas 60. That fight, of course, was just over the weekend a few days ago. Pleased today to be joined by Damon Jackson. Damon, thanks for being here, man. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate having me on.
Yeah, man, no problem at all. And we'll get into everything right here. Obviously, this is a very big win for you in your career, puts you on a four-fight winning streak. But the big story line, coming into this fight, it actually is a tragic note. Your brother had passed away just before the fight. So first and foremost, man, my condolences to you and your family. I do want to start right here with this topic, though. Just talk about the lead up to this fight and why you decided to stay on the card. Because most people, like I know, like me personally, I would never be able to go on and carry on and fight that quick after such a tragic loss. Just talk about what the kind of the emotions were like and that decision to stay on the card and push through with everything going on.
Yeah, I kind of, whenever I got the news, it was definitely like crushing to hear. And I was sitting there in Vegas. I was already there for cornering Macy. She was fighting the week before me. And I was already there. And I was thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I have to take this fight. I have to make sure that, I go out there and, put on a good performance. I have to take this fight. I've been working so hard for it, and it just never really crossed my mind to not take the fight because I know what my fighting meant to him and meant to like my family and means to my family and all my friends and all of his friends. Like I have such a big community here in Oklahoma and in Texas. It's kind of been built up around him, my dad and my sister. They would literally just sell thousands of tickets for me during my earlier pro debut days. And like he's been such a big support. He goes to Vegas for all for my fights, and like he's been out there for my last couple of fights. And it's just it was so different not having him here for sure. And I just kind of like pretend like nothing really happened. And I just kind of, every time I thought about it, I would just start either working out or I would go do something and stay busy that whole fight week, because I knew that as soon as I started trying to process it, and it would hit me a lot harder than what it did. And I just kind of ignored all my family. I ignored people calling me and texting me and stuff. And I just stayed out of the communication group that my family had with planning everything out and everything. I just kind of stayed away from it because I wanted to wait until after my fight, and then I could process it. And it just it hit me really hard as soon as I went out there and finished the fight real quickly. And and then it just hit me that at that point I could just kind of let loose, and it definitely got the best of me. But I wanted to go out there. I never thought I would finish the fight the way I did. I didn't think it was gonna be that quick, because I thought Pat was just so tough. I had such a great camp for him, and I was really game planning for wrestling and doing jujitsu against him. So I was really prepared for a different style of fight. And it just opened up, and I could tell by the way he was moving and stuff. But I just knew that my parents couldn't handle a 3 round bloody fight. So I wanted to get out there and put it on him quick and, get that submission quick. That's what I was looking for. But, it just played out the way it did.
Yeah, so you definitely got him out of there quick, that's for sure. The fight lasted, I think, like what, 70 seconds. So let's actually talk about that now here for a second here. Just talk about, I know you mentioned there, right? You come in, you have a good camp for him. I feel like almost everybody was kind of predicting you guys to maybe get your hands on each other, grapple a little bit. Obviously, not the case. You landed that front kick right down the pipe there, right in the opening couple seconds of the fight to rock him, and then from there, kind of just mounting him and just laid the beating down on him there. Just kind of talk about the fight at the 70 seconds that it was, and kind of what led to all that there, because I'm sure obviously a big different outcome than probably what you were thinking going in.
Yeah, I mean, I knew for sure the front kick was going to be there, and I knew the knee up the center would be there because the way he moves and the way that he engages in wrestling, he does a lot of reaching, and he does a lot of heavy lead foot and head forward when he shoots. So I knew that stuff would be there. And me and my coach say, if we were just working in the back, we were working on the timing of throwing that front kick, and then if he came into me to make sure I landed the knee to his body, and then to catch him in front headlock. So I was planning on having like a secondary wrestling plan after I hit him. So I was gonna throw either the front kick as he was shooting in, or throw the knee, or as he was like, moving around, and then as he shot in, I was planning on throwing the knee and then catching him in front headlock and going from there. And I was really planning on tiring him out that first round and then going hard in the second round. And it just like whenever I started moving around, I kept switching from southpaw to orthodox, going back and forth with him a couple of times. And I realized every time that I level change, his elbows, he would level change and his elbows would like widen and then come back in. And so whenever I came back, I hit a hard level change and I got real low to the ground because I'm 5'11", almost 6 foot, and he's, barely 5'8". So I knew that when I got lower than him, he was thinking I was going to wrestle, and he threw like a counter hook as I was throwing my front kick. So it just, the timing was perfect, and it landed, flush because he was thinking wrestling was, coming at him. So that we were just working on that.
And it's something how you're able to break that down the way how you are there. How much of it is just your experience of being a pro fighter for so long, and how much of it is the team over at Fortis? Because we could tell that you guys are so close, and we really saw it afterwards, after the fight, like with the emotions, everything going on. Like you can really tell that these guys are more than just coaches, but that they're really, it's a family to you down there in Texas as well. So just how much of this performance, maybe you break everything down and analyze things, and how well prepared you are is just you being a pro, and how much of it is the great work that you get down at Fortis.
Yeah, I mean, it's so say if he's my only coach that was there, like those other two guys, those were my two best friends. So one of them lives in California and the other one lived in Hawaii. He was stationed there for a few years, and now he's back in the States. But so those guys, they come in and they're in my corner because they're my friends. I used to wrestle with one of them, and say it's my only coach. So it's like when I go out there, I know that he knows how prepared I am. He knows my injuries. He knows like where my pros and cons, what I got to work on and stuff. So whenever we put in as much work as we did, and then I got the news that my brother passed, I just kind of thought to my head, I'm like, man, I have to take this fight. I'm so prepared. I put in so much work. Coach knows how much work I put in. Everybody supported me the whole camp. Everybody's done all these great things for me. And I know I'm so prepared to take this fight that I can't let this get in the way because, my brother wouldn't, he would want me to fight. And, I wanted to fight so bad. I wanted to fight Pat so bad because they had so much hype on him and they were overlooking me so bad. And it was really frustrating. And it's still frustrating to like get overlooked when I'm like, look at my record, man. I'm 22-4. And like, look at the guys that I'm beating. Like, look at the guys that I've finished. I'm 22 wins with 20 finishes. So I'm like, how do you like, I mean, it's crazy to me that people overlook me and they think, anything less of me. And I just like, it's so frustrating. So whenever all this came up, I just couldn't turn the fight down. And then to have it pay off the way it did, because me and my coach were just talking about that. And, the emotions were definitely high the whole week. My coach knew that about everything that was going on, and he knew that the emotions were high. So when the fight was over, he's like a father, brother, coach, friend, whatever. Like I've been with him for 10 years or over 10 years. I've been training with him and fighting with him. So he knows everything about me. He knows everything about the whole team. So it's like when that fight was over, I was so happy to see him coming in the cage. It's just like, I wouldn't want to have anyone else, right there freaking fighting with me and doing this stuff, game planning with me than anyone else but him. So it was just nice that it all played out. And, definitely I have to thank my team and I have to thank my coach for that because of, the work that we put in at Fortis. It's actually paying off. And we've been the same group of guys for years. We don't let a lot of new people in our gym. So it's been nice to just kind of grow up with these guys and be producing at the same time. Everybody's coming together and it's awesome.
And you mentioned there, right, you felt that you were kind of being overlooked, and you mentioned how angry you were about some of the things that maybe people not seeing your body of work there. Well, I mean, now it's got to stand out. If people don't know, they definitely know now. You have that great record, and on top of that, this win gives you 4 wins in a row now. Let's start here. What's been clicking in this like little 4 fight stretch for you that's really been clicking these last few fights, and then we'll get into some more future stuff. But what's just been clicking in these last couple fights here?
I mean, it's just like there's sometimes whenever like you're just so on point and like everything's perfect, and then you get injured or you get like something like something comes up and you aren't mentally prepared to take the fight, or you're not like focused and everything like that. And I think that, just I've been at this same level. I've been at this exact same level. Like once they released me, I went back to LFA and I had like 7 fights and I had like awesome performances in all the fights. And for whatever reason, I was getting overlooked and I wasn't getting like put back in the UFC. And then it was so frustrating. And then so whenever I got the chance during COVID, whenever all that stuff was going on, because people were like falling out every week, and I was just prepared every week. I was like, just give me a shot, give me a shot. Like this, I've been the same person for years now, and it's just nice to get to be able to like to fight the high level guys and to be able to get in there and show people that like I deserve to be here and like I deserve to fight these big fights. And I've been doing this for a long time, and it's just nice to have the opportunity to get out there and do it, because this is definitely who I am and who I have been for the last few years. So right now I don't think anything's really changed. It's me getting the opportunity to go out there and fight. That's what's changed.
And I'm saying, now what exactly is next for you now with all that being said? Like, do you think you get a number next to your name and be ranked with that nice record that you have there and the winning streak? And I guess what's next in terms of maybe matchup wise? Do you have any names in mind or anything like that?
Definitely someone, top 15 or someone on a streak like that. I think that there's definitely names. I think Julian Rosa would be like, that would be a great matchup. I think he's on a 3-fight win streak. I'm on a 4-fight or something like that. And you got Dan Inge in there. He doesn't have a matchup, and he's on a little bit of a skid, but that dude, he's fought some tough guys for that losing streak that he's on. It's not because he's not good. It's because the guys that he's fighting are just killers. So there's like those two names come in mind for sure. But I mean, Alex Caceres, like there's guys there that like they need fights that aren't booked, and I'm the guy that wants to step in for sure and fight every opportunity I can. So, I'm hoping for a December turnaround, and get in there and have another good camp and go through this whole thing. And just whoever they give me, man, I'm not gonna sit here and blast anyone's names, but I think Julian Rosa's game to fight for sure. I think that would be a great matchup. And it's like whoever wins that fight deserves to be in the top 15. And then Dan Inge, if he wants to get in there and mix it up, I know he's on a little bit of a skid, but he's a tough dude. I would love to fight him. And Alex Caceres also.
I said the Julian Rosa matchup too. That'd be a real fun one for the fans because you guys are both big for the division. On top of that, the one thing with him though, I did just speak to him recently. He said he's planning on not fighting again the rest of the year. That he's going to wait till the beginning of 2023. If that's, I'd say the UFC likes that. They hear it from you. That is a fun, exciting matchup. Would you be willing to, sit out until early 2023, or is it pretty much you want to
No.
be in there in December, so it's more time than it is specific matchup?
Yeah. No, it's time. I want December. I don't want to. I mean, who plans that out? Who plans to take time off? It's like, I just don't have time to take time off. Like I have so much going on that fighting is like, if I don't have a fight, then I can't stay the same focus on it, because I have 4 daughters, my wife, I have a, business. And it's like, to think that I could take time off and to like put this on the side is kind of crazy. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of the division is these guys, they get a number next to their name and they want to sit on the shelf for, months at a time so they don't lose it. And I think that's so weird. I want to be tested. I want to be out there fighting these big fights, and I want to get my chances, and I don't want to sit back and wait, for my manager to do anything. I want to be the one out there that's, making things happen. I want to be out there winning fights and being able to like call someone out and to get in there as quick as I can.
Yeah, and that's a great mindset to have too. We need more fighters like that too, because obviously everybody's goal is to one day be champion. You got to climb the ranks somehow, and that means you have to get inside the cage and fight and not sit around. So I'm glad that you have that mindset. I got just two last things for you here, though. First of which, I know you did just mention that last answer that you have a business outside of just your fighting career. There, what's the business? And kind of tell everybody about that and some of the things that go into that. That's pretty. It's got to be a difficult thing being a full time fighter, having kids, and running a business as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I'm basically a trainer, and I have been, since like all the way through college, I was a trainer. So I have, right around 30 clients. I have right 25 to 30 clients that I train weekly, daily on a, daily basis, either on Zoom or on, in person. And then I also am a wrestling coach for the middle school here in Rockwall. And so I coach two different middle schools, and we do a lot of the youth program stuff. I work with a lot of the high school kids. So I'm working full time, doing this stuff full time. I'm actually opening my own gym here in Rockwall, and which is going to be another Fortis MMA location. So it's I have so much going on to think that taking time off is just like letting opportunities slide away from my career, because if I don't have to focus on fighting, then I have to focus on these other things and keep my mind busy and everything rolling, which is great either way for me. But like I want to be out there competing. I'm very selfish. I like to compete. I like to be the one that's the pressure's on me, and like I like that feeling of having to go out there and produce, and to go out there and have to win, and to have the spotlight on me. I love that. So it's just I could never imagine just, telling them I want some time off. If they call me and they want me to fight next week, I will be there next week to fight. So, it is what it is. I guess everybody's a little different, but.
And with all that being said, too, you have so much going on there. One good thing from this last outing, not only did you get a quick victory, but with that quick victory came a performance of the night bonus, a couple extra $1,000 there into the bank account. What's the plan with the money there? Do you put it away? Do you put it in towards the businesses? What's the game plan for the extra cash?
No, it'll go towards my gym for sure. Part of it, I have money set aside for the gym, but this will definitely go towards extra things in the gym that I wasn't planning on doing. So just a lot of mat space is what my gym's going to be. A lot of mat space with some bags in there. It's going to be mainly a wrestling and jiu-jitsu gym, and so the main focus will be on that. And the equipment is not super necessary, so maybe I'll throw a little cage paneling or something up in there. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, no, my focus is always like, furthering my career and, my, income from every other avenue. It's like you have all these fighters griping about fighter pay and saying all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like I'm at the lowest level of the fighter pay as far as like, as the numbers go. And I'm doing just fine. So the UFC is doing something right. I think it's the people that have a problem, they don't know how to spend their money. So I'm so thankful to be in the UFC and to be making these bonuses and to have the option of making a bonus. So I just want to go out there and get one every time. It's the funnest thing to me.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for the time here today. Last thing before you roll out, social media, management, sponsors, anybody you got to give a shout out to? Floor is yours. Take it away.
Yeah, I mean, always, man. I have two guys that have been sponsoring me from the beginning. That Scott Brown and Greg C. Man, like those guys, they're from my hometown, just some small town stuff. But they've been supporting me for so long. But all my social media is Damon B Jackson, and yeah, I don't do a lot on there, but I do. I'll definitely start sharing some more stuff, because when I don't have a fight, I talk a lot of crap. So I'm just trying to get a matchup right now. So if I can get a matchup in December, then you won't hear a lot from me. But if I don't get one, then maybe I start, running my mouth on Twitter or something.
All right, man. Thanks so much for all the time here today. Really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see you back inside the octagon here before the end of the year. So, anyway, good luck, though, with everything there. Good luck with getting a fight. Good luck with all those businesses and everything else there. I'm sure you don't have a lot of free time there. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and thank everybody that watched today's interview. If you liked it, please make sure to go to the bottom, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and keep going to MyMMANews.com, checking out all of our great work that comes out there. Go Go to our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Give us a like and a follow on those as well. We'll see you later, everybody.